Now, I saw your movie over the weekend. The film does not have the usual Nollywood tropes that we have come to know about Nollywood movies. You know, perhaps a reflection of how the industry has changed, has evolved over the last 2 decades. How do you see the industry changing, and how does this impact your approach as a screenwriter to writing a movie?
Oh, excellent. Looking at the African continent, I think you'll find that a lot of the stories that we've seen have been impacted by the funding, so the level of funding received and the source of funding. But what has happened over the last couple of years is that we've had an opening almost of the markets with this more commercial structure, with the streamers
like
coming
Netflix.
into play, like Netflix,
Yes.
Exactly. And so the Nigerian film industry, popularly known as Nollywood, developed organically. So I think Nigeria always had its own brand of filmmaking, which reached its audiences directly. Now we have the opportunity to be bolder with our stories and to have much more of a diversity of storytelling because these channels have opened up.
Move away from those tropes that we saw.
Move away from those tropes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what statement are you trying to make with this movie in particular?
So I think if I were to say the overarching statement is one of redemption and healing. The movie touches on broken infrastructure, and once you the parallel for that is, I would say, our broken lives. And when you look at that as a picture, you'll find that trying to piece together those puzzles that appear to be broken, putting them together, you'll find that you're on the journey of making it whole again.
Now, in the film, we see some use of indigenous languages,
Yes.
not from the main character, Folarin, who seems not to speak the language.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't expect him to speak, all the 500 languages spoken in Nigeria, but I feel like it was intentional on your part when you're writing, kind of to, the village people, the fishing village people spoke indigenous language, and he spoke English. What were you what were you making? What were you saying with that?
Absolutely. So the village he visited was across the bridge from where he normally lives. And so it kind of shows that difference in demographic, difference in culture within the expanse of one city. And of course, language is a bridge, but the fact that they weren't able to speak the same language meant that they were able to communicate in other ways through action. And so the choice of that particular dialect, which is from the Ijebu-Ode ethnic origin, was made by the director while we were on set, because it was indigenous to the area that we were in. And I think it was important to keep it authentic to that setting.
Do you realize that or have you seen that when you make movies where actors are acting in their indigenous languages, that they have a better range than when they're speaking English?
Absolutely. They're more authentic, and they can connect more to the story and to the story that they're helping to tell. And incidentally, all the villagers who actually spoke their natural dialect, apart from the main actor, the fisherman, they were recruited from the village, so they weren't actors. So.
What do you want people to take away from this film? It's such a great movie, great film. Cinematography is great, visually appealing. What do you want people to take away from this film?
Most importantly, that there is healing. We traverse various landscapes in life, and our journeys tell a story. And sometimes we can feel impacted by that story, sometimes overwhelmed. But once we realize that there is an end to the story, and and if we carry on that journey, sometimes we may have to cross a particular bridge to be able to find ourselves again. But
the metaphorical bridge.
The metaphorical bridge. But we will find our way back home.
Right.
Yeah.